Okay, only 10 more presents to wrap. You're almost at the finish line. But first... There, the last one. Enjoy a Coca-Cola for a pause that refreshes.
You're listening to the Cruise Tips TV Unplugged podcast. Today on the show, we're talking all about our cruise on Norwegian Bliss. Welcome to Cruise Tips TV Unplugged. I'm your host, Sherry, and we invite you to join our cruise-loving family as we travel the world creating cruise videos and vlogs. In this podcast, we talk tips, tactics, and strategies to help you make every cruise your dream cruise.
We are back finally.
We are back finally, and this wasn't just any cruise. This was Norwegian Cruise Line's third annual Latitudes Rewards Members Cruise. And what I'm finding is people have absolutely no idea what the heck that means. So today we're going to explain that because I think people are confused. Is this a free cruise for ambassador members of Norwegian Cruise Line? Does it cost extra? Can anybody go? All that stuff. But we'll talk about the cruise too. I think it needs to be demystified.
All those answers and more coming up.
All those answers and more coming. Your coffee smells so good, by the way.
It is good.
Oh, man. I wish I would have got me a cup of that before we sat down.
You know, when I said we're back, I didn't mean back from the cruise.
Oh, back from the podcast, couple of weeks.
We're finally going to do a podcast here.
I know. And I mean, you don't have an excuse for not doing a podcast other than the fact that somebody in the family had total reverse shoulder replacement surgery. And that slowed us down a little bit. But guys, we're looking forward to the holiday season. We're looking forward to connecting with all of you and bringing you some good shows in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, life has its moments where it throws you a curve and you have to adjust. But you know, we're doing what we can. But I gotta say, it's a good time right now. So let's not limit ourselves to the members cruise.
Yeah,
there's a lot to talk about there, but let's also talk about what a great time it is. We're rolling into the holiday week.
Oh, yeah.
Thanksgiving.
Right.
It's finally cold or colder here in Texas. Got a lot to look forward to.
Hey, and the cruise lines are all pretty much having sales right now.
That's good stuff.
And when they're done having these sales, they're going to start having their quote unquote wave season sales. They're all good sales. There's a lot of great ones out there. So it is a good time.
Let's just roll into the NCL thing.
Sure.
And I will constantly interrupt you.
Okay, sounds fantastic. That is indeed your job. So we were invited by Norwegian Cruise Line last year to go on Norwegian Bliss for their second annual Latitudes Rewards Members Cruise. And the first thing we've got to do is tell you what the heck this cruise is. So the first thing you have to know is it's a normal sailing. This is not a group cruise. This is not a chartered cruise. Norwegian Cruise Line simply picks a date and a ship where they are going to hold special events on the ship at no extra cost to you. So they're basically, if you've ever been on a Norwegian cruise before, you are a Latitudes member automatically. That means that you have entered their loyalty program, right? Every cruise line has a loyalty program. Carnival has the VIFP Club, right? Royal Caribbean has their Crown and Anchor Society. Norwegian has their Latitudes program. So as a Latitudes Rewards member, meaning you've only been on one Norwegian cruise, you can get the perks for this cruise just by booking it and going on it, right? So it's not an extra charge. You do not have to do anything crazy special to get involved in it, but you do want to go to just basically go search for it. Norwegian Cruise Line, Latitudes Rewards Members Cruise is going to take you to the landing page, and then you can book it any way you want. You can book it with your travel agent. You can book it on the website. You can book it however you normally book a cruise. And then you should start getting emails from Norwegian saying you are booked on the Latitudes Rewards Members Cruise. If you are like, Sherry, I am a Sapphire member at Norwegian Cruise Line, and I have never heard about this cruise. Honestly, that does not surprise me very much. A lot of people haven't. They've only been doing this for 3 years, you guys. It's kind of just getting off the ground. But what you want to do is make sure that you search your email for NCL Latitudes. You probably got many, many emails about this cruise and just didn't know it because they were going into your Google Promotions tab and you didn't open the emails. But this is a cruise that you can publicly book. So what happens when you go on the cruise is that Norwegian spoils you for a week. They put swag in your room a couple of times during the trip. Cool stuff like sun hats and tumblers and a magnet for your door. And depending on your level, the swag might get even better. We're not super high level with NCL, but the Diamond and Ambassador people get even cooler stuff.
It doesn't feel like a regular cruise. It feels like they're doing something special. So it's a great idea, especially since you don't really have to do anything.
Yeah, you just purchase the cruise and show up, right? And if there are people who are first-time cruisers on Norwegian who probably didn't even know that it was a Latitudes Rewards members cruise. They're just cruising along doing the normal stuff. And if you ask them, they'd be like, huh? I just booked the cruise. I didn't know. And because they're a first-time Norwegian cruiser and they're not part of the Latitudes Rewards program, they might not have noticed it. But you can get kind of as involved as you want to on these cruises and attend as many of the events as you want to. Or you can just sit back and enjoy the swag and, maybe hit an event or two if you want. And it can be really fun.
Yeah, I think a lot of people like the camaraderie too.
Mm-hmm.
You get this feeling like you're something special. You're part of something special.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you'll know on the ship that it's something special because there's some signage. They're going to put up banners and things like that saying this is the 3rd annual Latitudes Rewards members cruise. And they're going to hold special events as well throughout the week. And if you have purchased this cruise, right, you should be getting emails with your schedule in it. And they're going to say, okay, this is the schedule. So I want to go through with you guys what the schedule was for this cruise. So you might know if it's something you'd ever want to do. If you're a Norwegian cruiser and you've never heard of it and you're thinking about it, we'll tell you what we did this year. Now, I will say, though, that both of the cruises that we've done have been totally different because they were 2 different destinations. So the first time we did the Latitudes cruise in Alaska, the entertainment was different. You were in Alaska, so there was more of a focus on Alaskan culture and Alaskan food and stuff like that. And this year's was different. So every year, I think, is going to be different based on the destination. And they have already announced next year's, by the way. So if you book Norwegian Aqua December 6th, 2026, that is the Latitudes Rewards members cruise, the 4th annual. And that's going to be out of Miami. So it's going to be a Caribbean run. Aqua's an amazing ship. It would probably be a really good one to do if you've been curious about Norwegian's newest ship. That's going to be a good one. By then, she will no longer be Norwegian Cruise Line's newest ship because Luna is being delivered this March. But that should be a good one.
Speaking of Luna,
Mm-hmm.
I just saw that they got a little update in their entertainment.
Yes, they did.
I really wanted to talk about this or at least get some opinion about it because part of their entertainment is they're doing a new show called Rocket Man.
Yes.
Which, if you can't guess, it's a tribute to Elton John.
Mm-hmm.
There's more than just that too. There's Eagles, and they've got a new kids program. You kind of have to go to our website and check out the news release for it. But I thought Elton John was a really safe bet for any entertainment package because he has such a library of hits,
right,
and such a stage presence. So there's a lot to do with that. But I also thought, what would anyone think about not playing it safe?
Oh, like bringing on a show with like some big personality in the music industry?
Well, just something that it wouldn't be as predictable.
Right.
Well, I think if I was predicting, these types of shows, I would say, oh yeah, definitely Elton John, Michael Jackson, maybe Elvis. Fleetwood Mac was a little bit on the fringe in terms of, their entire library.
Yeah.
But what if they picked somebody like Ozzy?
So like a total tribute to Ozzy on a Norwegian ship.
Yeah.
That would be, well, it's a good time for that.
It just made me wonder, and I'd like to get some feedback if we can maybe post on some of the
The social media, sure.
Yeah, about who would you pick if you were in charge of the entertainment
Okay.
and you wanted to go out there kind of fringe.
Kind of fringe. Okay, so you guys have to let us know. We'll try to get a short up on YouTube and a short up on like Instagram, Facebook, asking for your opinion on this. So watch for one that says like, Norwegian just announced Rocket Man. What do you guys think? What if they didn't play it safe? So for reference, the show that they're doing here, the tribute to Elton John, will probably be held in the same theater that they did the Prince show on Aqua, which was a smash hit, by the way. Unbelievable tribute to Prince. And it's all Prince songs, right? With incredible vocalists, dancers, and all of the music is live. So this isn't just a show with fake backgrounds, you guys, and like no live music. This is all done from scratch is basically what I'm trying to tell you. I think the way cruise lines are going these days, you're seeing a lot of like, I don't want to say that they're lip syncing. It's not that, but you don't have like a live band playing. And there's a lot of just like, they're looking to save money. But these shows have massive casts of singers, dancers, performers, and musicians. And it's like being at the coolest concert you've ever been to. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they do this with Elton John.
So let me put it out there to you right now.
Okay.
If you had to pick,
Mm-hmm.
and you can't pick any of the ones they've done before,
Mm-hmm.
who would you pick?
Okay, so we'll do a short, and you guys can come tell me. Look for that. The podcast.
Oh, so you're not going to give it up now?
I'm not giving it up. So who would I pick? Oh, you're asking me?
I'm asking you.
Oh, wow. See, but I'm weird. I have weird music taste.
That's the point of this. So
I would do a full piano and vocal tribute to Tori Amos. Like I would say Tori Amos. That's weird. That's fringe. But she's such a good live performer. And she plays the piano while she sings, much like somebody else we know named Elton John. I would. My first instinct was like, well, I'd love to see that.
Tori Amos.
Sure. You?
See, that's actually pretty good because we'll talk about an extensive library.
Oh yeah, she has a lot of albums
and a lot of hits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would be a good show.
I think you glossed over the Eagles thing though. I think this is actually going to be a huge hit. By the way.
Oh, I do too.
On Norwegian Luna, the way that they're bringing in the Eagles performance and Eagles show is they're doing it as part of their Sid Norman Presents. So it's going to be the Sid Norman Presents a tribute to Eagles, just like the Fleetwood Mac show is on Aqua and many other ships, by the way. Or I don't know about many, but several. So that is a different vibe. So the Sid Norman Presents is like you're at a pub somewhere and you somehow just
on a cruise ship.
No. But seriously, like picture yourself like walking into like a pub in like London or even somewhere like LA, like a small concert venue. And the biggest name in the world is playing straight to you in this little tiny pub, and you can see them. There is nothing flashy. There's maybe a few rugs on the ground, and it's just the musicians right in front of you. There's no dancers. There's no performativeness. It is a concert, but it feels super intimate, and it's like this is a huge name. So that's what Sid Norman Presents feels like.
Is it actually going to be in Sid Norman's poorhouse?
I doubt it. I doubt it. They're going to have to take it into the theater because in Sid Norman's poorhouse, it's such a small venue that you can't get everybody on the ship in, and the show is so dang good that they have to get it into the theater. But I can tell you that it works. They make the theater feel intimate enough that it works.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You know why I glossed over the Eagles?
Why?
Because that's the way it kind of came out in the news.
Yeah,
news
it was
release.
like, oh, by the way, we're doing the Eagles and Sid Norman, and then there's this new show, Lunatique.
See, I think I would have put out 2 separate news releases on that because the Eagles are huge, and I grew up with the Eagles.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I would love to see that show.
They're also going to do new deck parties, by the way, on Luna. They're going to be doing one called Island Nights and one called Latin Live. So right now, the Glow Party is like a big deal on Norwegian, pretty much across the fleet. Everybody wears white. It's kind of an 80s focus. It's really good. But yeah, I think it's going to be, I think the Rocket Man one will be really good, but we'd love to get your take on this, friends. You'll have to let us know. I'm looking at some of the pictures of Elton John right now performing, and I think that I think they're going to do an incredible job with this. What was interesting about the Prince show is that they use 4 different performers to do the concert. I wonder if they'll use different performers or if they'll have one vocalist and pianist throughout.
See, this is what I was saying with Elton John. It's so safe.
Yeah.
Because look, you've got all that music there, and the stage presence and performances, it kind of, the show writes itself. And it's going to be a spectacle.
Yeah.
So, like I said, safe choice.
Yeah. They've got another, I think we've really gone into Luna here, but I think since we're into the entertainment on Luna, you guys, because I get pretty excited about Norwegian's newest ships. They put their biggest and their best, let's be honest, on their newest ships. They have this new show coming to Luna called Hiko, Innovation Meets Wonder, and it says that it's going to blend 3D mapping, multi-sensory video projection, and an original score exclusive to NCL. So it's like a futuristic show. I'm really interested to see how this goes, because if right now we're talking about the exact opposite of that, right? With the Eagles, the Sid Norman intimate concert with the Eagles, and then with the Elton John tribute. Those are super focused on old school Broadway style intimate production and concert. This is the exact opposite. I'm really curious to see how it goes.
So what does multi-sensory mean to you?
Well,
do they give you a hint of what?
I mean, I would imagine. I mean, we only have so many senses.
Yes, you can.
I'm assuming there's going to be some kind of scent pumped into the room, right? It's obviously going to be visual. You're going to have scent, and I'm sure that nobody's going to be walking around touching you with feathers or anything. Like, I'm trying to think of like the sense of touch.
Spraying you with a little bottle.
Mist. I don't know. I mean,
interesting.
I mean, I don't think that they're going to have like vibrating chairs. Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do, but that is interesting. But I can almost guarantee that there will be scent involved. I don't know why I think that. But you were mentioning the new kid thing.
Kid thing, yes.
Yeah, the new family entertainment. It sounds like they're introducing Sea of Discovery and Under the Sea Style Festival. It's an experience developed in-house and curated for kids. It's inspired by nostalgic field day activities. And then what they're going to do is they're going to follow a fish on an interactive adventure throughout the ocean. And I don't know where this is happening. I don't know if a Sea of Discovery is happening in the kids club or if it's like a performance. But I think it's going to be interesting.
We'll find out. So there's a lot of good stuff coming specifically on Luna.
Yeah, and they have an adults only. What I'm expecting will be a little bit of a racy show, or they're calling it a party experience. It's called Lunatique, and this one's for 21 and older, and it's going to be held at the Improv at Sea. So they've done some things like this before. They've had like a speakeasy type entertainment thing, but it sounds like they're going to combine classic circus stuff with this kind of adult entertainment. So we'll have to see. But it's supposed to kind of be reminiscent of Las Vegas nightlife and kind of an after hours experience. They're not calling it a speakeasy because I don't think that that's the aesthetic on this. It's like more like neon signature cocktails and stuff like that. But it looks like they are using music from maybe Chappelle Rowan, it sounds like here. So we'll see.
We will see.
Yeah.
So I know I derailed you. Did you have more to talk about with the Latitudes?
Oh, of course. I definitely want to go into lots more detail on it, but just we'll make sure that everybody knows that this podcast is about both upcoming Norwegian Luna and Bliss, because I think it's fun to talk about Luna, and new ships are so exciting.
Yeah, but we've been off for so long. I mean, we haven't consistently done podcasts in a while. So yeah. I think it's okay to be a rambling podcast when you come back. So
great. Sounds good. Thanks for letting us ramble.
Ramble on. And by the way, that would be another good choice.
Yeah.
Led Zeppelin.
Ooh, that would be good for a show.
I led into that with Ramble On.
Oh, I would love a Led Zeppelin show. Even I would like a Led Zeppelin show.
Massive library of just stellar songs.
Okay, I'm going to throw another one at you. So I mean, I said Tori Amos was so left field. Everybody's like, who the heck is that? Your Led Zeppelin idea was great, but what about Styx?
Well, that would be good. Styx would be good. Huge library. I don't know that they have as a big of an allegiance of a following.
Okay.
I don't know, but it's a great idea.
I'm trying to think of like classics. Obviously, Norwegian's already doing the Beatles thing. They're doing that in Sid Norman's too, right? So that's a huge part of what they already do. But we got to try to think of other like epic. People will tell us. People will tell us what they think.
You could go on all day. I mean, for some reason, Peter Gabriel is popping into my head.
The Cure, but also that's so left field.
You don't want to be too somber too. And I think that sometimes Peter Gabriel stuff can come off a little somber.
Can you guys tell that we're like 80s new wave babies here? It's so funny. I love Peter Gabriel though.
Yeah, good stuff.
Oh my gosh. Now I'm going to have Biko stuck in my head all day. If you know, you know. But I do want to go back to the Norwegian Bliss cruise. I do have to tell you guys that we really didn't do any off-ship stuff on this one. We did not. This was to the Mexican Riviera. This is not a review of Puerto Vallarta, Cabo, and Mazatlan this time. In fact, we didn't even get off the ship in Mazatlan. And in Puerto Vallarta, we needed a few supplies, so we just walked over to Walmart. In Cabo, we did an excursion, but it was with Norwegian, and I'll explain that in a bit. But what I want to tell people about is the event schedule for this Norwegian Bliss Latitudes cruise, so that if you're kind of thinking about doing it next year, you might be able to get a general idea for what they did on this one, and then you can imagine what kind of things that they might do. I'm sure there's going to be some on the next one. I'm sure there'll be some kind of Caribbean theming, right? Because it's going to the Caribbean. So while they did Alaska theming for Alaska and some really cool Mexican stuff for this one that we're about to talk about, I would expect some Caribbean stuff. But the first activity that we had on board was a members cruise sail away party. They did not do this on the first one, or the one in Alaska, I should say. They did not do it in Alaska. The sail away party was a huge hit. You guys, not only did the team get up on the stage and thank everybody for coming and hold an amazing and very typical sail away party with all the line dancing and all the deck party fun that Norwegian does with the cruise director staff, they gave away free cruises at the sail away party. They're like, you get a free cruise. Not everyone did, but at least 2 people won a free cruise. You had to be present to win, by the way. So there was like spinning of the wheel on this screen, like a randomizer. And if you weren't there, you didn't get it. And then they would go to the next person. So you got to show up to the events to get the free stuff. But yeah, they gave away free cruises and the energy was amazing. It was even better than a normal sail away party because it was more well attended. We just happened to have really good weather in LA and everybody was just pumped and they were out there and excited. And of course, they were giving away other free stuff too. Like the cruise director staff was throwing t-shirts into the crowd. They do that all the time at their sail away parties. In fact, when we were in Japan on Norwegian Spirit, they threw t-shirts out in the crowd at their sail away party too. And that was amazing. And then that night they had a meet and greet with a winemaker in the Cellars, which is their little wine bar. That was fine. And then the next day things got really busy and they seem to be doing a traditional thing on these cruises where they have a leadership panel, and the Norwegian Cruise Line leadership sits up on the stage and they talk about the future of the fleet. They talk about what's coming. They talk about innovations for the brand, and then they allow guests to ask questions. And all they ask is that the questions that you ask benefit the whole group. So you're not saying like, there's a problem with the internet on my phone. You know, it's not like I have a customer service question. It's like, I have a question about the future of the fleet or have a question for you that will benefit every guest in the room. And that is very popular. It's the Q&A section is so popular that they actually run out of time for the Q&A every time. People love to sit there and think, I can actually ask an executive a question. And that's really cool. And then what they do is they hold welcome receptions for every level. So they'll combine a couple levels, like the platinum and gold will go into a big venue. And at the welcome reception, they have free food, free drinks, like little snacks, little cocktails. And then they also will give away stuff, usually at these welcome receptions. In this case, you guys, they gave away more free cruises. And they were giving away cruises at the leadership panel too. So they were inviting people to go on Luna. I mean, this was crazy. So, and other ships too. So that's another fun thing that they do. Then later in the day, they also did a Mexican food demonstration in the atrium. You could do that. The next day, they had a really cool Veterans Day panel. Veterans Day fell on the day that we had that we were on the cruise, and then they actually had an NHL viewing party in the atrium. So they put the game on, and everybody could watch it, and then they did some trivia in between. It was really cool. Yeah, hockey. Because that's what was going on during the cruise. They want to make sure people got to see the hockey game on the big screen. Like in the atrium, you guys, this is a huge screen. This is like floor to ceiling. It's like multi-story screen. So I thought it was really cool.
Yeah, that's an interesting choice.
Yeah. And then in Puerto Vallarta, the only event that we had was a folkloric dance performance. And those performers came into the theater. They were from Puerto Vallarta. And they had a full mariachi band in the background. They had dancers. And this was the kind of thing that you would see if you went to a folkloric performance in Mexico. It was amazing. You can see on my Instagram reel, my most recent one from this cruise, you can see little highlights about that. It was absolutely epic. And then the next day, they had a history of chocolate seminar in the atrium. And then they did, this person who came on and talked about the history of Mexico, she did all kinds of different events. She did a Mexican myths and legends presentation. And then one night they did a Coco movie screening out at the Bliss pool. And that was really fun. They had some special things set out for that. And then they did another Mexican food demonstration later on in the cruise. And then throughout the cruise, you would come back to your room after it had been cleaned by your room steward. You'd be, you go out for lunch or breakfast or whatever, you come back and there would just be swag sitting on your bed. And this happened multiple times during the cruise. When we first arrived, we had beautiful sun hats and they gave us magnets and they gave us free Starbucks coupons to go get some Starbucks on the ship. And then throughout the cruise, other things appeared. One day, a beautiful passport holder and luggage tag arrived in the room in this gorgeous bright blue color. And there was like color theming too throughout. They even gave us a Latitudes Rewards door magnet that is approved by Norwegian. It's like the kind of magnet you're allowed to put on your door, and it's really pretty. I kept mine on my door the whole time because I kept getting lost in our hallway. That usually doesn't happen to me, but for some reason our room was in a weird place where it like blended in, so I used it as my marker. And then on the very last sea day, they gave us these gorgeous kind of Spanish style
hang on
soda koozies.
I want to get this straight.
Wait, what?
This is funny.
Okay, what did I say? Give me your coffee. I want to sip your coffee.
It's gone.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Come on.
I can make you some after the show.
Okay.
So they gave away these magnets, these door magnets, right? To everyone. But you decided it would be a safe thing for you to put on your door as a marker.
I did, because people weren't really using them. I noticed that
I saw a lot of them.
I didn't, not in our hallway.
And I'm just wondering how many times you're trying to get into the wrong room.
Never. The people around us didn't put their magnets up. I don't know why. I thought the same thing though. Like, if everyone's getting these, then why?
But it worked for you.
It worked for me. I really did. I don't know why, but our room number was weird. And a lot of times we'll book like the very last room in a hallway, or like a room with a distinct number. And this time we just did not do that.
Interesting.
Okay. Anyway,
so like I said,
I was trying, as you cut me off, I was saying
that's what I do though.
They gave us some kind of like beverage holders that double as thermal cups.
Yeah.
You just have to look at the picture on my Instagram or Facebook, or I even put them up on YouTube in the community tab. But they are beautiful. They had like this just stunning mosaic kind of a print on them, and they had the Latitudes Rewards logo on them. All beautiful things. So if y'all are considering this cruise and you book it next year, you better take a little extra space in your suitcase, because you're going to be bringing home some souvenirs.
Yeah.
So you might be wondering, is this like, do we have like vlog content from this cruise? Well, we did something different on this one, and we gave you guys short form content most days of the cruise. So you can go watch 1 minute or less and see what we did on YouTube Shorts. It's on Instagram. Mostly you're going to find it on Instagram and Facebook. But we did the coolest video for the Norwegian Cruise Line channel on this cruise. And instead of us giving our tips and tricks about Norwegian Cruise Line, we actually turned the camera around and walked around the ship and found Latitudes Rewards members who were on this specific cruise. And we asked them what their Norwegian Cruise Line tips and tricks are. And they talk about everything from booking hacks to what they do when they first get on the cruise. Like, what's the first thing that they do? How do they pick a stateroom? Specific stuff about Norwegian dining, It's going to be a great video. And by the time that you guys hear this podcast, that video on the Norwegian Cruise Line channel should be going up, I'd say probably within like a week or so. So if you want to go over there and watch it on the NCL YouTube, if you comment on that, I will respond personally. I do follow those comments, and I'd love to hear from you. If you want to tell me that you heard about it from the podcast, that'd be amazing.
I think it's worth a watch too, because you're getting real people out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not cherry picked kind of, professional actors or whatever. These are nice, fun, friendly people.
Yeah.
And I got to say, my hat's off to you, because that's not an easy thing to do, to walk around, to try and, get someone's attention and have an intelligent presentation.
Convince them to be on camera.
Especially
poor people.
On a cruise ship like that, where, you're not having people stopping what they're doing in terms of the rest of the people on the cruise ship and the crew, because stuff is happening all around. It's very distracting. So I think you did a good job, and I think people are going to like seeing these regular people.
Yes. I thought it worked out really well. And there were lots of people who weren't up for it. They were like, yeah, no, I'm too camera shy. I don't want to do it. There's a few people who said they were too camera shy, then changed their mind and came on. So I think you guys are going to enjoy it so much. And I think it gives a nice look into Norwegian in general. We covered this cruise with short videos already. So it's more about Norwegian in general here, so that the video can kind of live on and help you no matter what Norwegian cruise you're going on. But there were things I learned from doing those interviews that I had no idea. Like, I didn't know that when people get onto a Norwegian cruise ship, they go to the cruise next desk and they book their Latitudes activities. Like, when you reach certain levels on Norwegian, you get entitled to certain things, and you can go book them when you first get on the ship and say, okay, what am I entitled to? What day and time can I go? And get yourself scored. I didn't even know you could do that.
Now you
Norwegian.
do. Now you do.
So really good stuff. But that's a wrap for us today, friends. I have a couple of...
No, it's not.
Oh, what?
No.
What?
Because I have
What
more.
Do you have? Oh, no. You are funny today. You are back.
You would think I would actually be concentrating on the show, but I'm just thinking of more artists.
Oh, you're thinking of more artists for the what if you could make your own
who would
amazing
be good,
production.
And this wouldn't be like a personal pick for me, but who would be good for a cruise line like NCL? David Bowie. Can you imagine the stage shows? And you just got a lot of content
David Bowie.
there. And a huge following.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, now we need to go record this little video about this whole short form thing so people can come and comment on it. Because now you're going to have people being like, look, this is who I want.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I'm sure if I spent more time, there'd be a lot of artists that I could come up with.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to cover a couple of different things. Like there has to be enough music, right?
Yeah.
And some kind of stage presence.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I've seen a few artists that I would think, no, they wouldn't be a good fit. Like I love Huey Lewis in the News.
Yeah, okay.
But it's not going to be a great show.
Because they weren't like performers.
He just kind of stands up there. And,
right. And when you think about the shows that Norwegian has chosen, so they did Prince, total performer. Elton John, total performer. You got to find something performative here.
Like I said,
Ooh,
you have to find the library and the stage presence or show. I mean, Ozzy has it for sure,
Ozzy.
But I don't think
you are hilarious with the Ozzy thing.
Yeah, I don't think
Led Zeppelin, Ozzy. Yeah, Ozzy.
Zeppelin would be good.
You can't,
really good.
but Ozzy did some bad things on stage.
Well,
let's not talk about that.
Yeah, well, and that's what I'm saying. You're not going to have NCL recreating.
No, they're not. Yeah, no, this is hilarious. You are so funny. Any other artists that you would like to see?
I'd have to sit here and ponder, and I don't think that makes for a good podcast.
Okay.
He's pondering. Hold on, it's going to be good.
It's going to be good.
No, I think we'll just put it out there.
Okay, we're going to put it out there.
And go and run.
All right, let's do it.
This is a lot like the question I used to ask you. If you were stranded on a desert island and you could only pick one performer, who would it be? Because you're going to be stuck with them forever.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to say the
You
Cure.
used to ask me?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean to listen with? You didn't have to hang out with them.
No,
They weren't like building
just
the
music.
campfire with you. Or...
Just the music.
Oh, yeah. I used to say the Cure.
I used to think the Cure, but I've listened to the Cure so much now. I'm like, God, I don't know about that whole desert island thing anymore.
You're so funny.
But with that,
what's to come on the podcast, friends? A couple of Q&A episodes coming soon. And in a few weeks, I have a special guest. Actually, I have a couple of special guests on one show who went on a Celebrity Excel. I was invited to that preview sailing, but I couldn't make it. I was on another cruise. They're going to tell us all about the new ship. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, and I guess I should do a blanket apology about the lack of podcasts because we've just been crazy busy. And I'm looking around our living room here.
It looks bad.
And this is embarrassing. I've seen the Halloween decorations.
Yeah. They're sitting in the corner.
And it's not like we haven't taken them down. Guess what? We never put them up.
We brought a box of Halloween stuff and fall stuff in the house, and the box is sitting on the... You're right. It is just sitting there. Because we never did it.
Yeah, now we just got to put the box away.
But we'll be clear, we are decorating for Christmas. We are getting into the holiday.
It's going to happen.
Yeah. There's a few other things in the living room here I see that need attention, but we'll take care of that. Yeah, the house is a mess, but life is good, guys. And how's your shoulder replacement surgery recovery coming?
It's coming along.
Good.
That's it.
That's all you want to say about that?
That's all I want to say.
All right. Friends, thank you so much for listening. Thank you for your patience. And until next time, we'll see you on the high seas.
Thanks for listening to Cruise Tips TV Unplugged. If you like our show and want to know more, check us out at CruiseTipsTV.com. You can also find us on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram by searching Cruise Tips TV. We'd love if you'd leave us a review wherever you're listening to this podcast, subscribe to the show, and tune in next week. Until next time, we'll see you on the high seas.